Hey everyone, Difference Maker here. Now today, we're going to be talking about the Wraiths Teachable perks in the series of fixing bad Teachable perks. So, without any introduction, let's just get started. Alright guys, so the first perk the Wraith has is Predator. And what this perk does is, survivors' scratch marks will spawn slightly, moderately, and considerably closer together. Now, the problem with this perk is that, it's not that it's trash, or no, wait, it is trash, because it doesn't do anything. Seriously, it doesn't slow down gens, it doesn't even help insta-kill survivors. All it does is make footprints spawn closer together. Because the problem is, when people run, scratch marks don't always stay together. They can appear on walls or on ceilings, and it's very inconsistent when they spawn closer together. So, I'm just going to warn you with all these perks, these were the toughest perks I had to change because they're so boring, the Wraith's perks. If you compare it to everyone else's, I know how to buff everyone else, but the Wraith, I had no idea how to buff his perks at all. They were hard. So, here's my proposed change to Predator to at least make it a little better. Alright guys, so my proposed changes to Predator would be this. Basically, I made it so that the scratch marks will spawn tremendously closer together and that they will stay visible 3, 4, 5 seconds longer, and they are a lot brighter, and the scratch marks will only appear on the ground and not on the ceiling. So anyway, what these changes help do is make the perk a hell of a lot better than it does now. So what I did was I made it so that the scratch marks spawn closer together at all tiers. It doesn't do it slightly, no. At all tiers, it will just be directly closer together, like actual footsteps. Then I made it so that the scratch marks will be visible for 5 seconds longer at tier 3. I did this because originally when the perk was buffed, they actually removed it, which I'm surprised behavior would actually do that to an already bad perk. But, whatever. So I added back the visibility of the scratch marks that they stay longer, and I also made it so that they're brighter so you can track them better. And I added one more thing to help make the perk better. Scratch marks will always spawn on the ground. They will never spawn on ceilings, trees, roofs, anything. It will only be on the ground strictly. So this changes will hopefully make the perk at least viable. It won't be top tier, but it'd be a lot better than what it is now. So those are my changes to Predator. Let's move on to Bloodhound. Alright, so the next perk is Bloodhound, and basically what this perk does is the blood stains left by survivors are a lot more brighter, and they stay for an extra 2, 3, 4 seconds. Now I'm going to admit, this perk's not good. It's just not good. At least Predator has some playability on killers like the Spirit. Spirit can use Predator as training wheels, but Bloodhound just sucks. It's so bad. Because, it's not that it's bad, it's so outdated. That's a theme with, the Wraiths perks. The Wraiths perks are so outdated in terms of design. And now my buff to Predator was only that because I have to stay true to the theme of the perk. But Bloodhound was tough to buff because there were so many ideas I had, but I had to think about the survivor side before the killer because I don't want the perk to be, overpowered or anything. So here is my proposed change to Bloodhound. Alright guys, so my proposed buffs to Bloodhound is I made it so that it will tremendously make the blood brighter, so it's now going to be even brighter. And I increased the duration of the blood staying to 3, 4, 5 seconds. And there's a new effect to Bloodhound. Now, when you stand on a survivor's blood pool, you will see the auras of survivors within 8 meters of your location. Now, this buff will greatly, in my opinion, make the perk so much better, because not only is blood even brighter and lasts longer, there's a completely new effect tagged onto it, which basically makes it so that you get to see where everyone is when you track blood, because the perk is called Bloodhound. You are literally smelling where they are. So it makes sense. You stand on a survivor's blood pool, and it reveals their aura, which makes sense. So this change would make the perk even better, if not actually maybe very good. So that's my change to Bloodhound. Now let's get to the final perk. Alright guys, so the Wraith's final perk is Shadowborn. basically, this perk is very easy to understand. All it does is it increases your field of view by 9, 12, 15%. So there's nothing really to talk about. This perk, honestly, is the Wraith's best perk. It's not good, not very good, but it's actually not that bad either, because a lot of people actually use Shadowborn to increase their field of view on some killers, and even though Shadowborn gets used a lot, I feel it could use a little more changes, and it might actually become actually viable with some of these changes. So without further ado, here's my final changes to Shadowborn and to the Wraiths perks. Alright guys, so my changes to Shadowborn are this. Basically, I made the field of view increase 15% across all tiers, so your field of view will always be big. And I added a new effect of making it so that your field of view is 25% brighter. So that means maps will not be as dark and you can see people a lot better because your field of view is a lot brighter. And I added a completely new effect. Now this will make the perk interesting. Auras are now revealed for an extra 1, 2, 3 seconds. Now, don't get alarmed. That doesn't mean anything. Basically, what it means is, you know how barbecue and chili reveals people's auras for 4 seconds? So basically, if you run Shadowborn and barbecue and chili together, you will see survivors' auras for 7 seconds. So that's basically what Shadowborn does, and with this buff, what it basically does is, it makes the field of view gimmick a lot better. So now your screen's a lot brighter, and you can actually see survivors' auras for an extra 3 seconds, which is very nice. You can stack with other aura perks. So that pretty much covers up all my buffs to the Wraith's perks, and he was the hardest to change because his perks were so outdated, but I was able to come up with the ideas and I did get inspiration from online. So overall, I was able to do it, but as of right now, the Wraith's perks, in general, the Wraith with his 3 perks suck. The Wraith has the worst teachable perks ever. So Wraith, buddy, I'm sorry, but you are going in D rank. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, press the silver bell for notifications, and I will see you in the next video of fixing teachable perks. Peace.